you're trying to hotbox me.
I had the air back there going.
Well, you rolled up the window that left a breeze.
What's that?
You rolled up the window that left a breeze, so like I said,
Yeah,
I figured you were just trying to hotbox me.
So.
Corrupt cops have plagued the police for decades now, but there are some truly satisfying moments when they get caught. Here are cases that depict just that. On August 30th, 2022, a YouTuber going by the name of Audit Reno 911 was arrested for simply exercising his First Amendment right on a public road in front of a Nevada correctional center, subsequently slapping him with charges of trespassing, obstructing a public officer, and disturbing the peace on public grounds.
This gentleman is trespassing on the property.
Sir,
Okay.
can you identify yourself?
I'm the warden of the complex.
And what's your name?
So I'm asking him to be removed as a trespasser.
Sir,
He
what
doesn't
is your
have
name?
authorization to be on the property.
Understood.
Engage with
He's
you,
not
sir.
an
What is your
employee
name?
here. He came onto the property without permission.
Sir,
And
what
my
is your
understanding is the facility is on lockdown because
Yes,
of
it
this.
is.
This is disrupting operations.
This is disrupting operation.
Okay.
name? Sir, what is your name?
Okay. Put that down. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Disturbance on the property.
I'm not going to listen to these guys at all.
You get everything now with the search incident to arrest.
And what am I being arrested for?
You're being arrested for trespassing.
Okay, so where was the no trespassing signs? Were there no trespassing signs?
Well, fine. I'll explain everything to you, but right now I'm not under Miranda, so I'm not going to ask you any questions.
I'm just asking you questions.
Well, you don't have a right to ask me questions at this point. You have a right to get in the car.
I'm good. What's the best way to do this?
Hop on in there.
Can I twist this way?
Yep.
After detaining and parking the auditor in the really hot car with a window barely open, as the cop tries to get some more details about Reno.
My understanding is he's on state property, and you guys, what's the big sign over there say when you guys are coming in? Is that like a search thing?
No tobacco, no entrance, but all individuals that report onto the property, they have to still be cleared to come onto the property with proper notification. He just wanders on the property and refused to acknowledge himself. He refused to adhere to the command of you need to leave the property because this is a prison. It's not a
Yeah, this is not like a DMV downtown or something.
No,
This isn't the post office. This isn't the sheriff's office.
This is a secure facility.
There's no Freedom of
So,
Information Act
it's not like-
request here.
So,
Okay.
whatever we need.
We need some statements.
I'll be happy to.
Whilst they do confirm that it's a secure facility, more importantly, they confirm it is a state-owned property, which the officer just believes straight away as he gets along with towing Reno's truck. All the while, the police car's windows are closed.
Can you give them statements?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Regan?
Yeah, no, I'll get citizen's arrest and all that, and then we're gonna tow his car as well. So.
Questions? Sir, you have my card. Just let me know. All right, thank you. You need any more clipboards for them?
Yeah, I'm getting it right now.
I'll get you started on one too. You had the most contact with them up front, or?
I think Lieutenant Ryer had the
Okay.
most contact with them. I had maybe 5 minutes.
That's fine. Just you three is going to be sufficient.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
In addition to towing his car, I think it's worth mentioning that it was 95F outside at the time. As we can observe from the whole footage of the ride, the auditor is visibly uncomfortable with not just his handcuffs, but the relentless heat. He recounts how the air conditioning vent was shut tight close, thus leading to a hotbox situation at the time.
That's correct.
Make a left. Have a seat in that blue chair, or it used to be a blue chair, right there.
Black chair.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Uh-oh. Dropping dimes on you.
for doing that.
Got a little sweaty back there.
A little bit.
Is the air running?
No.
It wasn't?
I think you're trying to hotbox me.
I had the air back there going.
Well, you rolled up the window that left a breeze.
What's that?
You rolled up the window that left a breeze, so like I said,
Yeah,
I
usually
figured you were just trying to hotbox me.
So. That's nice and cool.
The obvious effects of the hotboxing are evident on the auditor's face. When voicing these concerns to the officer detaining him, they barely seem to care. If the cops' corrupt actions weren't any more blatant. When the case was taken to court, the judge outright acquitted the auditor of doing any of the alleged crimes. But of course, where's the justice for the auditor for what was so unnecessarily subjected to him? If the last case shows us how unforgiving cops can be, this next one will shock you at how petty they can be as well.
Is that your point here of your ability to make obscene gestures toward police or protect under the First Amendment? As the police department, we agree with you.
This case involves 3 officers of the Wright PD down in Missouri, felt the need to throw their power around and had their fragile egos hurt. This only when this man felt slightly more agitated than usual when people see cops.
48 a plate. How we doing?
Good.
Not too bad. Are these your vehicles?
Yeah, well, this one isn't. Those two are.
Okay, so what's going on with them? They don't have any registration on them.
I just bought that one and that one. I took the head off of. This is my one for you in plates.
Here we find a peculiar situation in which the officer on duty wants to place ornament stickers on the parked cars.
Okay.
Cover for him, man, but you get off my property now.
No.
I'll get a cover for him.
I'm placing ordnance stickers on all of them.
I'll get a cover for him.
You can't do that. That's not how it works.
Okay, you put your
That's
stickers
not-
on. Fine.
Okay, then you're gonna be cited for it.
Hey, put your stickers on. I'll take care of it.
I'll just issue citations. Copy of in. Okay. I'll take my time.
There you go,
1 George 6.
The property owner asks the officer to leave one last time, but the stubborn and corrupt officer still decides that he'd much rather stay. But he didn't like the property owner, Josh's attitude.
Pulling up here shortly.
10-4. Try and get a stop on that GMC Suburban. It just left. It's on Samwise now.
That's clear.
He wasn't a fan of me being here.
Is it his residence?
I believe so. He wanted to flip me off and threaten me to get off the property.
Officer Malta clearly butthurt about his interaction, and straight up lies to the police operator about him flipping him off. Such immaturity should not be found in cops.
Help you?
Got your driver's license?
What do you need my driver's license for? What'd you pull me over for?
What's that?
What'd you pull me over for?
For your threats that you made to one of our officers.
That's
I
not a
need your
threat.
driver's
What
license
threat?
and proof of insurance,
What
sir.
threat did I make to an officer?
I need your driver's license, proof of insurance.
You need a reason to pull me over.
I just gave you that.
For what threat? I didn't make any threat to any officer. I haven't. No, I am not. Because I did not break the law.
So you're not going to give me your driver's license and proof of insurance, is that correct?
For what?
I just told you.
For what threat?
Okay, I'm not going to keep going through.
Threatening an officer is not a crime. I didn't threaten to do anything to
It is a
him.
crime, yes.
Flipping an officer off is not a crime.
A threat to an officer is. I'm not going to.
Flipping an officer off is not a crime. Flipping an officer off is not a crime. It's a constitutionally.
And arrest you.
Indeed, Josh is absolutely right here. That the police had no real lawful reason to pull him over and were just being straight tyrants.
Right?
Hop out or I'm going to break your window.
It's a constitutionally protected activity to flip an officer off.
That's fine. You can flip him off. You can't make threats to him.
I didn't make what threat?
This is
What
the
threat?
last chance or I'm going to break your
What
window
threat?
and arrest
Okay,
you.
first tell me what threat I made to him. What
Get out of the
threat?
car,
What
you're under arrest.
threat?
I'm going to break your window.
What threat did I make to him? What threat did I make to him?
Driver's license. Get out.
I
of the
will.
car,
Here's
you're
my
under arrest.
thing.
Out of the car.
The officer's concerns were about the threats, which were not made of any kind, but in fact, that was just a cover-up by Officer Malta, so that he could get Josh pulled over. These cops are as petty as they come. So even though the property owner did nothing wrong, he was unlawfully pulled over and subsequently arrested and detained at the local PD for 5 hours before being released. Not just this, but they also lied on their reports in order to protect each other and added details like verbally abusive to the report, which simply didn't happen. So Josh goes to the PD to file a complaint, where he was told to meet the chief and a second-in-command lieutenant.
Going to review your case.
Okay.
So, one thing I'll say is that to begin, I am going to be voiding all the charges, all the summonses that were issued to you.
Awesome.
I've also spoke with the tow company, and they have agreed to refund the expense you had.
$400. They charged me $400.
And you will be refunded every penny of that. So let me explain to you why.
It's a rare sight to see the police actually taking accountability for something.
For some time, that shows that the officers were acting in good faith in accordance with the city ordinance at the time.
Yeah, I know the city ordinance. I'm aware of it.
Sure.
I knew he had a right to be on my property.
Well, this is specifically the manner in which why they placed you under arrest, not specifically the derelict vehicle ordinance. So this is the ordinance labeled disorderly conduct, if you recall getting that ticket from the arresting officers. And the subsection of the ordinance that they used to place you under arrest was this language here. Whenever I reviewed this case, I believe that
gestures are constitutionally protected.
You
can't make laws that go above and beyond the Constitution.
if you give me an opportunity to finish.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm so very emotional about this.
Well, and I can tell, and I understand.
Okay.
When I had the opportunity to review the case, I agree with you that I believe this is in conflict with the First Amendment. Okay, that is protected speech. Because of that, all subsequent actions following the traffic stop, regardless if you are guilty of them or not, are not going to be enforced. Because I do not believe that they had a constitutional right to stop you in the first place.
I've seen people get pounds of marijuana thrown out of court for unconstitutional stops.
So again, I understand that you're an argumentative individual. I'm not
an argumentative individual. I'm a very polite person. I have 7 kids. I have been violating my rights before I knew what my rights were. You can look at my record. I've never had a speeding ticket. I've never been arrested.
My whole...
It was no surprise how they realized the blatant holes in the officers' reports and the constitutional violations that they were a part of. They seem entirely apologetic the entire time and reverse all charges and the cars that were originally towed off his property.
Point here of your ability to make obscene gestures toward police or protect under the First Amendment, as the police department, we agree with you. This subsection of the ordinance, we've already addressed this with our legal counsel that represents the city, and this ordinance will be amended to remove anything that's in conflict with the First Amendment. As such, you will be the standing case law that amends this for all future contact, and this ordinance will be amended to where this will never happen again. We've spoke with the tow company, we've told them our position, and we are having your total tow bill completely refunded to you as well.
He was an ass, that guy.
Very well either, but hopefully now we can put this whole issue behind us. Again, I have no reason to suggest the officers didn't act in good faith because that ordinance was on the books. That ordinance is going to be amended. Okay, and all charges against you. Yeah, this is actually on E-Code 360. It's public record. You can pull it up and view it.
What proof do I have that my charges are going to be dropped?
Sure. So they're not being
I have
submitted
video
to
evidence
court.
that you're saying this, so.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, is that all the proof you would like? I mean, we could send you a letter.
Although this is all great news for Josh, he's still skeptical about it and wants to make sure if it's not too good to be true.
A little bit of de-escalation training, because Beard was hot. I mean, he came in hot.
So to address that with you, in the event they did have a lawful contact with you, the subsequent actions of failing to comply, I would have allowed to stay.
Yeah, I know. I know. If you had a reason to pull me over, I know. I have ID and stuff. I know my rights.
Sure. So what I will say
I also know my 1st, my 4th, my 8th was violated. I know my rights were violated.
And we had addressed this prior to seeing things pop up on Facebook. We were working on this at the end of last week. We spoke with everybody on Monday, I believe it was. So we've been in the process of working on this, and I think.
And one of your officers called. I'm a legal marijuana grower. One of your officers called my landlord. He called me and said that I was illegally growing over my limit. I know my limit. I'm allowed to have six non-flowering, 6 flowering, 6 seedlings. I only have 6 non-flowering right now. And he said I was growing and distribution to my landlord. What the hell was that about?
It's a good question. I don't know what that's about. Do you know who called your landlord?
No, but I can get it from him. Okay.
Ultimately, Josh didn't face any charges that the corrupt cops were trying to pin on him. But apparently the cops in this case had an eye on social media, so they worked hard to reverse everything. But Josh has other issues with the police he wanted to get fixed as well.
Video of the first encounter I had. I have that on video too. Where I made no threat to any officer.
All right, and I'm sorry, you said you go by Josh?
Yeah, everybody calls me Josh.
Okay. So Josh, just my card. I don't know anything, there's nothing in the report about any contact with your landlord. I don't know anything about that. That's me, that's my phone number. Whatever kind of problems you have, give me a call. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
With respect to the derelict vehicles, I avoided those too.
Okay, I'm gonna get those. One's a junk car, one's his friend's car, and then I just bought the Monte Carlo.
Sure. Well, just let me finish. So I know that at the time that they first had contact with you, they had placed a warning sticker on your car. Is that right?
No, they charged me. It was they charged me.
In addition to that.
At that place.
So the common practice for Officer Malta, who was the first one there to talk to you about your derelict vehicles, his standard practice is a 7-day grace period after he puts a warning tag on a car.
So that's what started it all.
Can you please?
Well, hold on.
I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm going to ask you please not to interrupt me. Okay. Go ahead. From the time in which he had that first contact with you, I think on the 10th or whatever date it was, I have to go back and look. That's the standard practice that he abides in, is that he place a warning on a vehicle, come back after 7 days, and if the issue's not been rectified, that he'd issue a summons in 7 days. I voided the derelict vehicle tickets that were written to you on the 10th and told him that they're going to abide by their standard practice there.
Josh was so shook and distraught, he even had to go to the length to ask if these officers have been given enough training to be able to control their emotions.
I was like, hey, how's it going? And we had an exchange, and he asked me about it. I explained the cars. And I was like, I can just get a cover for him. The reason I said that was because my neighbor's house burned down. They put a derelict sticker on her car, and she covered it, and everything was fine. So I was like, I'll just get a cover for him. He was like, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, I just thought I could. And he was like, well, I don't remember how he said it, but it just kind of struck me wrong. And then I was like, okay, do what you have to do. He's like, I'm gonna put a sticker on it. I was like, okay, do what you have to do. And I start backing up. He's like, I want to fine you. And I rolled down my window. I was like, get off my property as soon as possible. And he was like, what'd he say?
I'll take my time.
I'll take my time. So I flipped him off.
As he feared how the officer who pulled him over was even ready to punch him. To which the lieutenant tries his best to understand and help Josh cope with the situation. These cases really put a dent in the trust and reliability of cops amongst the eyes of the general public. Let's see how the next one shatters it entirely.
Josh, get in the car. Come on. You're about to get more charges. Come on. Hey. Sit down. Oh my God.
On July 18, 2023, an off-duty cop by the name of Joshua Summers managed to hurt and assault his wife in the open. The following events are what took place when the police was notified of this, and they managed to catch up with him. Stay tuned.
He's accused of putting his hands around a woman's neck at a bar in Mount Dora.
Not only is it a rarity to see what led up to an incident, but in this video you can see clearly what the off-duty police officer Joshua Summers did to his wife in public.
You're gonna have to hold on. Can you just stay with him? I gotta call Bruce.
No, I'm going nowhere. I'm not giving you any problems. Nothing. It's not happening.
Hey, she's okay other than that? What happened in progress? She's fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we please put these cuffs in front?
Here we find Summers in handcuffs, nearly about to cry because of the situation he's in. This is something he should have thought of before abusing his wife.
I know.
That's my supervisor's
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I got you. And I just stand. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna with you. Like there's nothing.
She said the kids were gone before we got here?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, they showed up after that. Please put these in front of me. Please. I'm begging you. Okay, just give me a second. Let's just hang tight. Once the supervisor figured out what we're gonna do, then we'll go from there. I got you. All right? Okay.
As reality starts to settle in for Summer, he can't take being in the position he's put so many in. He just begs for the cuffs to be in front, but this is about to be the least of his worries.
You know exactly what you already told me, so elaborate. Tell me exactly what happened.
Wait, look, I walked outside onto the patio.
If it's comfortable for you, you can get out now.
I was on the I was inside.
Okay.
I walked outside and I asked where one of our friends' wives was, and oh shit. And she got pissed and got shitty with me. So I got her hair, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Like she was. I took it as an accusation that I was doing something wrong.
Okay.
With my friend's wife. Grabbed her hair, and that was that. Like, and then we were good, and then people came out, started talking shit, and I was like, "Get away from us! I will f you up." And we left and came home, and everything's fine.
All right.
Like that. I mean, that's the legit story.
Were your friends there too, or they were not there? It was just the two of you guys.
My friends were there. One of them happened to be inside. I didn't know where the other one was.
Okay.
That's who I was asking about.
Okay.
So that was it.
Summers can't even maintain eye contact with the officer when explaining his ridiculous story about what crimes he had committed.
Because nobody was around.
Okay.
It was just me and her, and then people came out from the inside.
Okay.
That's all.
How long have you guys been married?
10 years, and what's today?
It'll be 18.
27. 9 days. It'll be 10 years. Been together with her for 15. Honest to God, it was all a misunderstanding. Okay? And that's 100%. Would never, ever put her in jeopardy. Lay hands on her, period, end of story.
He tries to paint a solemn case about loving his wife and doing everything to protect her, only having put hands around her neck mere hours ago. A sight of disgrace for this cop.
Who called you, if you don't mind me asking? Not that it's relevant.
From...
It's like a friend of yours?
No. It was a lieutenant that reached out to me.
Oh, okay.
Called them. I was like, okay. So good. Called Mount Dora 3 times and they didn't pick up on the non-emergency.
We observe how Summers is slowly lowering into a more panicked, intense state. He can't seem to stand still and stay calm.
I started giving you a call back.
Out the door. He's already been searched. You get him in the car. Come on. Josh, we're getting in the car.
I'm gonna beg y'all nicely.
Josh, please, out the door. He's getting in the car. Get in the car, Josh.
Please put these in front of me. I'm gonna have a panic attack. Please, guys, I'm not gonna fight you. You know that. You know I'm not gonna fight you.
We're not. We're not putting him in the...
I know your policy is behind the back.
If you weren't drunk, I might, but you're drunk, Josh. Get in the back.
Sir, I can assure you I'm not.
Come on.
Please don't do that.
Hey, come on.
Please don't push me like
Come on.
Please put him in front of me.
We're not
Please.
putting him in front.
That's all I'm begging.
Josh,
please
work with him. Get in the car. You're making a scene right now. Get in the car.
I'm trying to make a scene.
Work with me.
Please,
Get in the car. Come on.
Get in the car, man.
Josh, come on.
Please, please, please. I'm begging you nicely.
Come on, man.
Please, God.
Even though he clearly knows his own policies about the cuffs being in the back if drunk, he still begs and pleads as they try to get him in the car.
In the car.
Get in the car, man.
You're making a scene right now. Get in the car.
I'm trying to make a scene.
Work with me.
Please,
Get in the car. Come on.
Get in the car, man.
Josh, come on.
Please, please, please. I'm begging you nicely.
Come on, man.
Please, God.
Josh, it's our policy. We're not going to change it. So go ahead.
I got you.
You're going to get.
I'm not resisting. Goddamn, please, please put this. Please put them in.
I promise you, there's plenty of room. Those are very loose.
No, there's not room. Do you see this?
Josh, get in the car.
I am claustrophobic as. Please, sir, I'm begging you. I will get in the car.
Okay, get in.
Please,
just
put him in front of me. I'm begging you nicely. Put him in front of me. Please.
It's always astonishing to see how many favors and how well these cops behave with their own, even if they've committed some of the worst crimes known to man.
Have to get more charges. Come on. Hey, sit down. You're good.
Oh my God.
Take a breath. Take a breath. Josh, take a breath.
I can't. Oh my God. And he just latched down on me. Dude, I know. I'm bothering you. Please, put it in front of me. I'm begging you. I'm not gonna fight you. I will go. Without.
Fix his handcuffs. We'll do 2. Can we do 2 handcuffs? It'll be better.
No, but just please.
Put him up front, Josh.
I'm not kidding.
We'll give you 2 cups, okay?
Even after the cops trying their best to work with Summers to try and get him to go in the car, he keeps coming up with excuses instead.
All right. Come on. All right, have a seat. Yep. I'll drive.
Summers is the type of man to think it's manly to hurt his wife, but isn't able to sit in silence in a slightly confined space. The fragile egos of these men are only evidence to them being unfit to be protectors of society. Ultimately, when Summers' case was reviewed, his felony charges for misdemeanors were dropped, and a simple misdemeanor and battery charge was updated to his record instead, but he's still due to be at court. I hope these cases highlight some of the corrupt cops in our society. Let me know your thoughts on the first one in the comments below. I hope these cases highlight some of the corrupt cops in our society. Let me know your thoughts on the first one in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video if you haven't already, and be sure to stay tuned for the next installment. Who knows, it might be right up your alley.